We have to understand that culturally our attention spans are going down. And so people are not staying on feed or story content even for very long. And so it's important to have short form content because you want to catch them and then capture their attention so that they want to stay on your long form content eventually.
3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rogue Creators, presented by Go Rogue X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's Lauren Lewis. I'm Brian Fitton. How's it going, Lauren?
It's going good.
Good. Hey, if you're watching on video right now, you will see a lot of our logo. We are rocking our Go Rogue X shirts, rocking my hat. I actually did have a different hat on, but then we've got the logo behind us.
Yeah.
The reason is because we're actually doing a live event with some of our partners, Startup Junkie. We're doing a live concert, live stream. That's stuff we do around here.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's very exciting. And so anyway, we are wearing our shirts because of that.
Yes.
But decided to record an episode before we went to join them in Fayetteville, Arkansas to listen to Goose, the band Goose.
Yeah.
Not just Goose or Gooses.
It's the Goose?
No, it's just Goose.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They are an awesome band. Shout out to Goose. We're going to hang out with them tonight, live stream the concert. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
As an into Startup Week, which you've been a part of as well. So if you've been here locally in Northwest Arkansas, we had Startup Week this week. Virtually, we're able to participate in a lot of that.
Yeah.
Film a lot of stuff for Startup Junkie and then work with several creatives and several different production companies around the area. So it was really cool.
It was really cool.
Come together as a community. But anyway, that's not why you're here, and sorry for that little rant. But we are excited to jump into an awesome topic today, and that is short form video content.
Right.
We talk a lot about video content, why you should do it in your marketing strategy. Us being a video marketing company, we like to nerd out on that kind of stuff. And so this episode is going to be probably even a little bit deeper than what we normally talk about. So we're excited to kind of break down a lot of the video marketing strategies that we've used, that we've recommended for our clients, that we have read up from different experts and kind of bring you all that information. So make sure you get your notebooks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a good one. But before we do that, Lauren, we like to start with something fun.
We do. We like to start each episode off with, what are you obsessed with this week? So,
Yes.
Brian, what are you obsessed with this week?
I am obsessed with Province Beer Company
Oh,
in Rogers,
very
Arkansas.
cool.
Yeah, so part of Startup Week, we actually did, they did some home beer delivery services from some local breweries, different things like that. I have known of Province, like, in the past.
That's like Fallen Queen, right?
Fallen Queen, which is kind of one of their big...
My fave.
I'm trying to think. That's a session ale? No. Yeah, it's more of a
just know the
session ale.
can.
Yeah, the can is pretty
Super
awesome.
cool.
They have amazing artwork on their cans. I've actually found out from them because of somebody brought Commoner, which is like their, oh goodness, what is it called? I'll pull it up here. No, it's oh goodness, it's their Amber Cream Ale. My
Yeah, we
apologies.
don't drink
It's
IPAs around here.
Yeah, we're not huge IPA fans. But one of our favorites though is their spacesuit.
Oh, yeah.
We actually have some. We should have it on
It's
camera.
okay.
We have some here in the office. Spacesuit, which is their session ale. That's their session ale. And then Fallen Queen is the Belgian wit beer.
Yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah. Anyway, everyone I've tried from Province has been delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Province. We need to have them on the show or something.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
do.
Got some cool stuff.
Yeah, my delivery was from Saddlebach.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So it was really good.
Yeah. Anyway, great week for Startup, and I don't know. I'm kind of getting into more of their beers. It's been good. So,
yeah.
What about you? What are you obsessed with this week?
All right. My obsession, nobody else in this office is obsessed with, is the Great British Baking Show.
Yeah, nobody cares about that.
They totally do. It is an amazing show. And the reason I love it so much is it relaxes me like nothing else. I can, binge like New Girl or Friends, like, Parks and Rec or whatever. That's great, but it doesn't relax me like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's just watching people bake, and it's like in this beautiful like pasture in England, and it's like their B-rolls like sheep just like chilling out and like really pretty birds. It's just very relaxing. And also it makes me want to bake. And then I realize I am not on the skill level of these people by any means possible.
Yeah.
But it is starting September 25th on Netflix. The new season is coming. So I've been watching a few old episodes. They have like 7 seasons on there. So we get it a week delayed from England.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I'm very excited. I know you're not, but
I'm
that's
not.
okay.
Yeah. I'm happy for you.
Sure.
I'm more of a Chopped fan, like the stressful cooking environments. That's what I'm definitely into.
Yeah, no.
All right. So let us know what you're obsessed with. We're always having some fun with that and trying to I don't know. It's always interesting to kind of talk through
Sure.
and learn new things too. What people
Like,
are,
what's your favorite beer? Or are you excited
yes.
about the Great British Baking
Let
Show?
us know which one of your province favorite beers you have, or if you like the baking show.
Yeah. Gosh,
Anyway,
the
all
baking
right.
show.
The British Baking Show. Here we go. We're going to jump into short form video content. The British Baking Show is not short form.
No, it's long form.
But they do actually, I've seen some of the little cuts and previews to that to drive traffic to them watching, or for you to actually watch the long form show. It probably worked on Lauren. So that's a great example that she's probably seen something on social media saying, hey, you
I've been
should
a
go
solid
watch.
fan for years.
Okay. Oh, she's an OG. My bad. All right. So, Lauren, we do have a quote.
We do.
From, why video specifically.
Yeah.
Our marketers, businesses should be using video
Yeah.
specifically.
This is from Wayward Kind. And it says, video content strategy offers an opportunity to humanize and personalize your brand identity. Another benefit of using video as a part of your digital marketing plan is that it creates more natural opportunities for email marketing. Research shows that adding video to email can boost click-through rates by 200 to 300% and accelerates a company's sales cycle.
200 to 300%.
It's huge.
That is huge. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Because, I'm just and I base a lot of buying behaviors off of what I do, and I think a lot of people do. But if I'm in an email and I receive something and it has an image that looks like a video, I'm going to click on it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a natural reaction, right? And something you not naturally do, especially on a website too. You kind of hover over the video and you see whether or not it's going to be, is this a 5-minute video? I don't have time to watch that. But a 30-second is definitely something I'm like, oh yeah, I got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think there's some psychology mixed in with that. And we probably should have done a little more research on the psychology behind that.
Sure.
Because that's where I lean. But it is one of those things that it is a natural way for people to want to be able to see you, to make a connection with you, especially if it is you in front of the camera talking to them, especially about a problem that you're solving. Right.
Yeah.
So one thing that we kind of want to talk about too is the fact that Instagram gives a minute, right, in the feed, and then you have longer form. It's always been up to 10 minutes in IGTV.
Yeah.
But
15 actually.
I think it keeps extending up, and I saw somebody the other day who did not have very many followers that had a 45-minute video.
How did
I
they
don't know
do that?
why you would want to put a 45-minute video on Instagram, but
They're committed.
maybe you have that ability. Yeah. But it obviously staying within that 15 minutes is probably ideal. But yeah, so a lot of these social platforms are kind of geared towards that short form video in general. So specifically around Instagram, right? Why would they do short form video, Lauren? Look at me asking the questions.
Whoa. I think with a lot of platforms, one, we have to understand that culturally our attention spans are going down.
Yep.
And so people are not staying on feed or story content even for very long. And so it's important to have short form content because you want to catch them and then capture their attention so that they want to stay on your long form content eventually. Yep. Or, go to your website and read, maybe your long form content that is written or something like that.
Absolutely.
But on Instagram, mainly it's because that's going to be the best on the platform. That's what it's geared toward, is short form video. And so that's understanding what the platform is doing and what it's geared toward is the most important aspect when you're creating content for platforms.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we try to say, shy away from sharing the same exact content everywhere. Because if you're doing a minute here, a minute on Facebook, a minute on LinkedIn, a minute on TikTok, a minute on well, you can't do a minute on TikTok, but I guess you can. Yeah, you can do it on TikTok. My bad, TikTok. Sorry about that. But it is one of those things that people are going to get used to seeing the same stuff. You want to be able to mix it up and make sure that you're keeping them engaged, but still seeing your face or still bringing that value. And I think a big part of that is making sure that we shift our mindset into, I don't have to accomplish everything in my social media side. You said it. We're driving people back to the long form content. And that's something that it's just ingrained in us here. And so we talk about it all the time. And that's our business, objectives every time we create a piece of content. But I think it's one of those things that most companies don't think about that. Right. They're like, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm trying to solve all the problems there with every piece of content. So that's why they're posting long form videos and stuff that people are not watching. You are driving your traffic back to your website, back to your landing page, from your email to your website, to a blog post, to your sales page. Whatever you are doing, you are driving that traffic and using this as the gateway drug.
Oh my gosh.
To get them over to that hard stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my word.
Just think of it. No, let's not think of it like that.
No.
Anyway, but I mean, and honestly, that is the main point. That's the main objective, right?
Sure. Yeah. And I think when you're thinking about, as an example for a company, I think a lot have created these really beautiful videos and they put them on YouTube and then they're done.
Yeah.
And that's not enough. As well as it's not enough just to create small, tiny little videos that maybe are entertaining and everything, and you just put them on your social platforms. That's not enough either. You kind of have to pair them together.
Yeah.
And so you have a purpose in mind for your short form content, that you're driving them somewhere. And then they can go and enjoy your long form content, which has also strategic purpose as well.
Yeah.
And so it's really understanding the pairing of those. I mean, I was working on a webpage today, and they only had one social platform on LinkedIn. They had none other. And I was like, how do people find information about them? And it just showed maybe my age. But I was on their webpage, so I could have just, But I just thought it was just very odd. And so people are looking all over the place. And so it's understanding I need to be represented on those platforms, but I need to be represented well, but also have a purpose as to why you're on those platforms. And short form video content really helps with that, to be able to spread yourself across multiple platforms, but with the purpose of driving them to your quality long-form content.
Yep. Be intentional about what you're doing. And we're going to kind of jump into some of those things of like what kinds of video you need to be intentional about. Because like you said, you brought up, if there's entertainment value in that, that's super important, because that is making you create a connection with your audience. Right. And because they're seeing kind of you in a different light, they're making that human connection. You're not just a brand, you're not just a logo. You are a person behind that. And so that is very, very important. So one of the first ones is, I'll just say it too, behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, like what is happening with your company, right? You said, how do I find out more information about this company? A lot of times there's an about page, right? And you can kind of see, and everybody has their beautiful headshot that they hired somebody to do, and it's on LinkedIn profile. Well, you should. We also do headshots here at Code Rogue. So if you need that, let us know. But it is one of those things that you can find all of the basic information, but most of the time, I will go to an Instagram page, right, to see, because that's a little more fun. Yeah. So I'm like, what are these people actually like, right? What is the content that they're putting out there? Is it just all graphics and all stuff that they purchased or stole from Google, right? Yeah. Or am I seeing something behind the scenes, them in their workforce and in their like workspace, showing maybe birthdays and celebrations and hanging out with different people and different company events. And also, is there helpful content there, right?
Right.
That's one of those things too with behind the scenes. You can do a whole lot with that. It is more of an entertainment piece of it, but people buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? The big piece of that one is like. Do they like you, right? They may know you. You found out this company from their website, right? You're like, oh, okay, I know about this company.
Right.
But do you like them from just their website?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I think behind the scenes with Instagram specifically, and you can do this on LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever, behind the scenes is going to make them like you.
Yeah.
Right? And know you as an actual person. Now, if you're a terrible person, don't do behind the scenes.
Well, sure.
But if you're listening to this podcast, you're not a terrible person.
Right. I think like a great example, some of our friends that just were recently on our podcast, American Estates, they do behind the scenes all the time. One, because they're making amazing tables and pieces of furniture. So
Yeah.
you naturally are curious about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I mean, it's also seeing them, like the work that they're putting in, like you're seeing the wood shavings, flying and everything. You just kind
Yeah.
of get that feeling of like, wow, like it's like handcrafted. And so it serves a storytelling purpose to that. And you just feel a lot more connected and be like, wow, they're such experts in it. I don't know how to do that and all this stuff. It does so many things. And so sharing those behind the scenes is really important. I don't know how many big companies, when you click on about them, they have a paragraph. They don't have any pictures. They don't have anything. And it makes me feel so disconnected where I'm like, I don't even know who I'm going to be talking to if I actually click the contact button.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Or if
so-
they'll even respond.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's really important to, with short, I can't say it today.
You cannot short form.
I'm trying to say short-term video.
Short-term video.
but
I mean
short-form video.
you know.
When you even embed that on your website, those small glimpses of who that face that they're going to be talking with is really powerful too.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to our next one. So, how-to videos. You talked a little bit about with American Estates.
Right.
But how-to on the back side of that of, hey, well, did you already cover this? Is that what you talked about? Or we talk about the behind the scenes? You talked about the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I was just elaborating on your point.
Well, I was going down that path. I was like, oh yeah, that's good. That really connects. I want to make sure I didn't overly cover that, but it is great. So how-to videos are a great way to be able to educate, even through a very quick, just little short form video. So 30 seconds or so. We've talked about this on the show before, but clients always ask like, I really want to do a podcast or I really want to do a live stream, but I don't really know what to talk about.
Yeah.
It's like, goodness, like give me 10 questions that people ask you all the time. Oh, goodness, would they say this? And they are always asking this and this and this. And it's just kind of funny. It's like, well, there's 10 episodes of your live stream that you could do.
Sure.
And even broken down even more into 30 seconds or a minute, being able to say, hey, we're an alarm company and people are always asking, well, can I see something from my phone, right? Can I watch my cameras from my phone? Sure, you can do it. Here's an easy way to do it. You go through the app. This is what you connect to, and it's great. And we have this package starting at $19.99. There you go. 30 seconds. And
Perfect.
you have given so much value, talked and shown your face and done an actual connection with a potential client in something that really, again, most companies have a frequently asked questions.
Sure.
Like just go through that document and be able to make how-to videos on that.
Right. Some of my favorite products that when I purchase them, the email that follows my purchase is like the common asked questions with videos of how to use their product well or things. I mean, it puts them on a whole nother level of other companies when they're like, we're here to help you enjoy your product, not just take your money.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it also saves, from call-ins to their call center and or, calls to their office, because as a company, you want to make sure to put all of that education back in the consumer's hands so they can figure it out themselves. And then if they can't, then obviously be available. But how-to videos, even on your phone, filming those things short and or even just saying, hey, go to our Instagram page because we have a ton of informational how-to videos there. Or here's a page on our website that goes through all the frequently asked questions. You can do so much these days with just simple technology and bringing so much value to your clients. And so...
Which actually pairs with our next point when we're talking about like the benefits and features of a product. So if you have a service or something like that, sometimes just listing that on your website is not enough. People may not even know that you have that service. Often that is a problem we run into. People just don't know all the things that we do. And so us talking about some of the benefits of those things, or even if it is a product particularly that you're going through, really helps people understand. And they also get to see you interacting with that as well, which again humanizes the experience. You can imagine yourself interacting with that product, or you can imagine you're experiencing a service or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, especially with intricate things, or if you have a physical product that you're having to hook up or power on, or some type of connections. Brief overviews of that a lot of times will help. And again, short form video. We keep talking about it, but literally you could do that in a 30-second to a minute clip, embed it on YouTube into your blog, and then do the follow-up afterwards. If there is a long step-by-step process, you can at least get them to see an overview of it. I know anytime you like any IKEA furniture or whatever that I have to put together that we purchase.
Don't tell American Estates.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, they know. We were already apologizing. Make sure you got American Estates, friend of the show.
Yes.
Make sure you guys go back and listen to that episode. We talk about our very cheaply bought
Janky
table.
table.
Yeah. But again, he was like, yeah, but you didn't have to carry this up the flight of stairs. It's probably a lot lighter than what they would make. We do move this around a lot. Let us know if you like the new setup, by the way. Let us know if you're watching on video. But it is one of those things of being able to see an overview of the product before you go into the step-by-step instructions. A lot of times people need to see that. Like, what am I creating? Like, what is the big picture that I can see before they go into the details? And so doing a quick overview of that video a lot of times will help in doing that. So
Absolutely.
And our last one on here is the testimonial videos. Those are ideal, especially quick form. Now you got me.
I'm sorry.
Quick term, long form, short term, short form videos. Short, just testimonial videos that if you're with a client, grab your phone. Literally, and just film them saying why they worked with you. That could be something very simple. I mean, obviously, the ones that are produced a little bit higher quality and stuff like that, those will communicate well because those are definitely thought out. But how many ads have you seen in your just feed and or stories where somebody's like, I chose this product because this, and this, and it changed my life in this way? It's 15 seconds.
Sure.
And all of a sudden we're making a connection like, well, maybe I should buy this product. Right. And so there's a lot of ways that you can do customer testimonials in very short form video formats.
You did it.
I did it. I really was thinking through. I was like, I'm going to make sure on that.
Yeah. So we've kind of covered some really great ways you can do short term.
I love it. We need to have
it's like
hashtag.
A Dr. Seuss poem here. Anyways,
oh goodness,
there are ways you can make great short form videos.
Yes.
And there's multiple other ways. And so, Brian, if you're trying to get those started, what makes a great short form video?
What makes a great short form? Well, actually making it short.
Sure.
Being one. I don't know how many times I've filmed hundreds and hundreds of interview videos, right? Mm-hmm. And we always have those people that, and I'm the same way, sit down and you're like, okay, answer this question. And you're like, okay. And then 4 minutes later, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that was fantastic. Now do that in 2 minutes. And then it's usually about 3 minutes.
Right.
Okay, do that in 30 seconds. It's usually about a minute and a half.
Right.
Right? You have to keep it short. You have to stay on point. Mm-hmm. You have to, it feels weird. It really does. Like, I'm going to give you guys grace. Just like it's hard to be in front of the camera to begin with.
Right.
It's hard to keep things short. So it's just repetition and practice over and over and over again. So we have our intro to this podcast. How many times have we just need to pre-record it.
Probably.
So that way it's done. And that way I don't have to keep messing it up. But it is trying to keep it short at the beginning to tell you exactly why you're here. Hey, if you're a marketer, a small business owner, like this stuff is going to be super valuable for you, especially now if you're a creator, you're doing something different. We want to make sure that all the information is geared towards you. And even that was a little bit long.
Yep.
Dang it. See? So it's very important, though, to keep it short.
Well, and I think to that point, we overthink all of that. And so we're making this video and it has to, like you said earlier, it doesn't have to cover, everything your business does, all the things every service feature, every topic asked question. We try to do that. And it's like, no, just think about one thing you want to cover. And you have so many other chances to cover all the rest.
Yeah.
And so this isn't your one shot.
Yep. Think of it almost even as a text message, right?
Sure.
Like, hey, I'm gonna send you this link. It has more information of how this will help solve a problem that you're having. That's all you need to do. And then direct them back to the longer form stuff. So you're not going to type out a 6-page text message, or you shouldn't. Or you should not send one-liners for 6 pages either. Don't do that either. But think of it in that terms of keeping it very short, directly to the point, and think of it in a serving aspect too. Mm-hmm. Like, I am helping you solve this problem. Right. Here is the problem that you're having. I understand it. Here's the solution. And that's kind of where it needs to stay.
Yeah, and I think with the short form videos, making it meaningful and having an actual emotional response with that. And I'm not meaning like crying on your short form video. I'm saying actually connecting with your audience and it not being a robotic thing that you're doing. It's something you actually care about and you're trying to share something that's useful. There's purpose behind that. And like we said earlier, there should be strategy behind what you're doing. It should be channeling people to something even greater.
Yeah.
And so, but actually engaging with your audience means caring about what you're saying too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, if you go to our website, goroguex.com, you'll see a video of me up there right up front.
Are you talking about you laughing really?
Probably that one too, like the big laugh. Yeah, our little banner loop. Big laugh, Brian, coming at you.
Looking jolly.
Looking jolly. Before we started recording, Abigail was like, man, you looking jolly. I'm like, Santa Claus? Oh my gosh. No, but there is a video up there of me saying, hey, video marketing is overwhelming, right?
Right.
Understanding that. Why are you still laughing at me?
Because you said that so like...
I'm not even creating my emotional response right now. But we try to connect, right? We being able to show empathy in that situation of like, we understand that video marketing is overwhelming, right? Make sure you're making that emotional connection like, hey, it's tough. It is not the easiest thing, right? And so you need to be able to connect with your audience in that way. And I think bringing up that emotional response that, hey, I'm a human. I'm not just a robot reading off a script, but we understand what the actual problem is. Yeah. And we are here to help you solve that. And we're here to help guide you through this entire process and walk with you through that.
Absolutely. Okay, so one thing that we haven't touched on, this isn't on our script.
Oh, going off script like we're not already.
But is what does this mean in terms of Reels and TikTok?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So Reels, I love this ability now in Instagram, especially because they're driving a ton of organic traffic to it. That's always fun. But with Reels specifically in Instagram, it is a way, and we are testing this too, of seeing if it's going to drive actual post engagement, so in your regular feed. But sharing a reel that's 15 seconds, you have to get it out in 15 seconds. There is no alternative to that, right? But also sharing that into stories and making sure that it's on everywhere that people can access it, and they know there's an expectation. This is only 15 seconds. Right. And so that's a big deal to a lot of people that are going to be consuming that content. Have your hook up front of why they should watch it, what the problem is, how they're going to help. You're going to be helping them solve that problem. Right. And same with TikTok too. It's like, it's engaging, it's fun, it's behind the scenes, but it's also short. People understand that it's a short video, and so the expectations are there.
Yeah. I think it's also amazing because I think you hear 15 seconds and you're like, I could never say anything within 15 seconds. And then you watch somebody else's reel and you're like, this is going on forever.
Yeah.
And so it actually is a lot longer than you think.
Yeah. Well, that's what with Vine, I was always just completely blown away with how much somebody could cram into 6 seconds. It is so crazy, and tell an entire story and get you thinking, understand what's going on. And I mean, it's just nuts. So you do think about it, our attention, like you said it up front, our attention span is shortening. And so we need to be able to communicate our message very clearly in the least amount of time. So when it comes to LinkedIn too, if you're a B2B company, LinkedIn is, we're trialing this stuff now too, but creating shorter form video content that is more direct to camera, a little more, still engaging, but not as highly produced, and trying out to just direct camera. Hey, here's a problem that we've been encountering. This is what we did to fix it. And just putting that out on the feed, because keeping track of all that activity is actually kind of tough, especially for a business page. And so if you're doing it, sharing from your personal page, if you're trying to build your personal brand or your company, their brand as well, use your personal page and send out just short form video content. Yeah, one thing we haven't covered, which we have actually in previous episodes, but not today, is video messaging and direct messages. Video direct messages. There we go. Something like that. Anyway, but yeah, I've actually personally had a lot of success from this, of just connecting with maybe a speaker or somebody who is probably getting a lot of messages, but just in LinkedIn and Instagram specifically, we've actually booked different guests on our show because of that.
Yes.
Because it is just a little bit different. They're not expecting to see a video message, especially coming through all the time. I'm sure they're getting tons and tons of requests. So you sending a video message, like I actually had somebody tell me, they're like, I've gotten 50 messages in the past day, but yours was a video message and I watched yours. Like, that was something that was actually very validating to me, because we were kind of stepping out, doing something a little bit different. Maybe, being a rogue creator. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. Just throwing that out there.
But again, it gives that human element where it doesn't feel like you've copied and pasted this message to 50 people today. Like you had to take the time to record this personalized message to me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's very intentional. It's very making sure that you're making that human connection, which is what we all want. Just think about that. If you received a message that was very personalized of, hey, absolutely love what you're doing in your business because of X, Y, and Z. I just wanted to reach out and just say, hey, thank you. No ask, but just wanted to say thank you for what you're doing. Like starting conversations like that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, kind of wrapping us up.
Yes.
If you are going to implement one thing about this particular content strategy, what should it be?
I would say first off, know what your goals are, be intentional about what you're doing, think about the end in mind, as
All
much
right.
as Lauren doesn't like that phrase.
Totally fine.
You should DM her, send her a video message to find out why she doesn't like the phrase.
Right.
Start with the end in mind. But yeah, find out what your objections are on the back end and be intentional about your content that you're doing, your short form videos. If it's all entertainment, you will not ever connect with somebody to actually solve their problem because they're just watching your videos because they're funny, right? Or whatever. But if it's all educational based, there's no personal aspect to it. It's just boring videos, right?
Right.
So make sure that you understand, hey, we're putting this actual content strategy into our marketing. We're going to be very intentional about it. We're going to make sure that we're connecting with behind the scenes videos, with how-to videos, with customer testimonials, all of the things we talked about here. What did I leave on? Benefits and features of some products. Going back to our
the
script.
one thing that you should do is you should do it all.
Oh.
Is what Brian is saying.
You asked for one thing? Dang it. Can't keep it short.
Yep.
Can't keep it short.
It all is really important.
Start with the end in mind.
Yes.
Make sure you're very clear on your goals.
No, that's really good.
But yeah, then do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think also that if you had to choose from that long list, which
Yeah.
I mean, we only mentioned 4, but I mean, it is the behind the scenes. Is a
Yeah.
great place to start because
yeah.
it's showing who you are and you can kind of naturally build off there. You know, when we first started doing a lot more documentation in our office, at first it felt really awkward. And I was like, I don't know what we're going to take pictures of. Now we take pictures constantly because
Yeah.
we've just gotten into the habit of that and we're not nervous to share that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I just start there is a great place to go because you're going to see a lot of opportunity.
You will definitely get more comfortable doing these types of video, long form video pieces if you're in front of the camera doing a short story,
Right.
A 15-second story or a reel or something like that. You just naturally get comfortable with it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. It was great.
Yeah.
Everything we talked about, that really long list is going to be on our blog over at gorogex.com. Make sure you guys check that out. Let us know if there's anything that you want to dive deeper into. We are definitely taking our podcast in a different direction when it comes to actually digging into the meat of what it is that helps change the world, change the lives of the people that you're serving. And so we want to do that in the most efficient way possible. So
We're changing the world.
I'm telling you, man, big goals. We're
we
thinking
go.
about the end in mind here
Oh, wow.
on the Rogue Creators Podcast. Make sure you guys check that out. And until next time, thanks.
Yeah.
Are we ready for rapid fire?
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire, rapid.
What?
Rapid,
is- oh, right.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh,
What is the item you always forget when you're running out the door?
my mask currently. Always. I've tried to even keep them in different places. I always forget the extra one. I know if I
Oh,
move
yeah.
one, the extra one, for some reason, I can never find it.
My husband and I switched cars the other day, and I was like, I've lost my mask. Now
Everything's done.
Yep. I was really lucky he had brought home, well, I guess dirty masks. So I had one to be able to go somewhere. So, anyways. Okay. Mine is always my water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always like have it right by the door and I'm ready and I still forget it.
You know that I don't forget mine.
I know you don't.
I got
You
so
like
many
3
drinks
cups.
all the time. Need it. Okay.
Right. Okay. Window or aisle seat on an airplane.
Oh, window seat for sure.
Right.
Wait, is there any other option?
Well, the only thing is with an aisle, you can like stick your leg out. I mean, if you've ever done those like 14-hour flights. Where
There is a
like-
difference. Well, I don't know, but even a 14, I mean, my longest one was 8 hours. And that was like, I was still wanted a window seat because
Right.
I wanted to lay my head and sleep.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that's mainly, you know me, I have space issues. So being by the window, I can at least like try to like squish my body as far as I possibly can go. So
I'm like Michael Scott. I stick my leg out and I get hit by the cart all the time. It never fails.
Wow, that's never happened to me.
Here's the deal. I want if you're still listening to this, God bless you for one. Second, you should totally send me a message if you know what episode I'm talking about from The Office. When Michael gets run over by the airplane cart. It's such a good episode. Oh, so good. Anyway, all right. Those are good. We're out.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.